Breaking news tonight, the Dothan Board of Education has changed its requirements for the school district's future superintendents again. Good evening, I'm Michael Rinker. Recently, the board made the switch requiring a superintendent candidate to have a doctorate degree. That decision sparked outrage from parents, saying it cuts the chances of a local candidate getting the job. But after a meeting with the board tonight, the requirements have changed, but with a catch. WDHN's Robert Smith Jr. has the latest.
All in favor? Yay. All opposed? All right, motion passes.
The Dothan City School Board voted unanimously to drop the requirement of having prior superintendent experience for the next superintendent. The reconsideration motion was made by District 1 board member Brenda Guilford, one of 4 members who voted for the additional requirements exceeding state standards. But now, backtracking, saying that the description should read that prior superintendent experience is only preferred, still a first for Dothan City schools.
We fought for that in the last meeting and talked about it and asked for it and felt like there was no discussion behind it, and then now we're wanting to rediscuss it, which I'm grateful that you want to reconsider that part, but I don't understand why we couldn't have talked about these things in the last meeting.
See no reason having it 5 additional requirements, so this will be us removing 1 or tweaking 1 of the 5, but retaining the others.
This comes after last week when the board voted 4-3 to take on the additional requirements, making it a must to have the prior superintendent experience that is not the state's requirement, as well as having a doctoral degree for the job, which still is in effect.
So if you say preferred on both points, then we would have more people apply for the position and not turn somebody away that could possibly be an excellent candidate for WC schools.
Also during the meeting after making the change, the idea of using a search firm out of Iowa to find a superintendent was brought up by Brett Strickland. He expressed concerns of it being expensive, but he says it could take the burden off the school board. But some board members say using a search firm has downfalls, like not knowing what they want on a local level.
Something else that I did research on was that superintendents that came from search firms were very short-lived. They don't stay more than 3 to 5 years max. They pop around systems. But a lot of them that are coming through these firms were ones that were either fired from their district or were looking at a jumping off point. We're not a 60,000 student system. We're also not a 3,000 student system.
The search firm was not voted on and was just an idea being discussed. Chairman Childers says at this point it looks like they are kicking the can down the road and there will have to be an interim as they are nearing elections in August, and whoever is on the next board will have to take up this issue. In Dothan, Robert Smith, WDHN News for the Wiregrass.